Welcome to Living from the Inside Out, Life in the Spiritual Lane. Today we are sharing a conversation on the theme of knowing myself and God, featuring Gopi Patel, who joined us in conversation in Halifax. So let's pick up the conversation, which is already underway, and we'll hear from Gopi.
You know, we learn to meditate here with the idea that we're not going to empty our mind, we're going to fill it with good energy. So could you tally that with this previous statement about emptying our mind?
See, filling your mind with good energy is morning time. This is about keeping your house clean. Morning time, first 10 minutes in the day, even science is supporting us now and saying, you know, you wake up first 10 minutes of the day and whatever thoughts and feelings you create sets your mood for the day. I mean, they're saying this now, and it's a fact. So why not wake up and just really intentionally create the best thoughts? You do have to prepare yourself the night before for that. You can't go to sleep watching a Rambo movie and expect to wake up in the morning thinking of God. Like, it just won't work because, you know, you've put like that in your subconscious, right? Before you've gone to sleep, you've put that in your short-term memory. It goes into your long-term memory. You start to have dreams at that level and you wake up and you feel like you haven't slept. And you wake up with Rambo in the morning. Typically, whatever you go to sleep with at night, you will wake up with that thought in the morning. So be very, very careful how you go to bed. And it's so important to spend 15, 20 minutes just lifting everything off, the weight of the mind, the baby, and making it light again and soft again and clean again. And then, you know, just reading something elevating that enables that connection with the divine. And then going to sleep, knowing that you're held in God's arms. And then when you sleep, you will sleep so well. Because only few hours are needed then. Because there's nothing, your subconscious isn't having to work everything out. And then you wake up in the morning and it's a clear mind, a clear intellect, a fresh thought comes out. It's so natural, this process. We make it unnatural because we shove a lot of rubbish in there. And then we try to think, oh, well, let's put more good stuff in there. I was like, take the rubbish out first, right? So for me, it's a bit of house cleaning needed first. Like there's a jumble sale in there. You know, just take out what's not needed, make decisions. That's not the track I'm going down. That's not it. And just clean up house. That's important.
I've seen you transform pretty significantly since I've known you, which is a long time now, 15 years or so. So I think you're using all these methods you're describing to us. I see the evidence of it working.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. I'm just very proud of you. But I'd be really curious for you to share because you're very, very disciplined with your mind and you don't let it go down tracks. And I've seen you stop it and turn it around. I also know you will walk over fire to help somebody, but you will not lose yourself doing that. I have seen that. That to me is really impressive. So could you just share your secret, please? The secret sauce to that, because you will walk over coal. I've seen you walk over fire for people. You will put yourself out of all conveniences. You will do anything. I've seen it. And yet you never lose yourself in that, in the helping or in the other.
Well, you can't help them once you've lost yourself.
Yes, we understand that intellectually, but we'd like to know how you did that. You know, like, what's your practice? What do you do?
I know. Look, I had my first meditation experience when I was 8. That grounded me in a reality about who I am. That was so deep that it informed my conscience, my intellect, my perspective. I literally started to live my life from the inside out. You know, there came moments in my life, I knew exactly what I was and what I wasn't. And that clarity has always been there. And meditation supports that clarity, right? So it's not just you meditate once and you get it. I may have had that experience the first time, but because I've become a consistent meditator, it's just been so grounded that I know immediately what I'm not and who I am. And I think that is the first foundation, that at a feeling level, you need to know your core, what you're made of.
So what are you not?
Huh?
Tell us, what are you versus what are you?
You know, I might get a reaction. I might get irritated. I might get frustrated. But you know what I see it as is data. Sometimes I go into situations that are very, very difficult. And when I center myself and I feel myself, and then I walk into the situation and I have a reaction, that reaction is data for me. It's telling me in this situation, and all the people in this situation are experiencing that very same thing. So if I want to be an instrument to help bring some transformation, I have to transform this.
In yourself?
In myself.
Tell us about that.
And so that's what I do. I give myself a few days. I go deeper in my meditations. I'll have some focused meditations. And especially for me, knowing my value to God. That for me is, I'm loved. I know that soul has my back. And I know that if one of his kids is in trouble and he wants me there, I'll be there. And it doesn't matter what the soup is, I've got enough clarity of mind to know who I am and who I'm not. And I've got enough clarity of mind to stay close to him. So, you know, yes, I've been faced with rejection. Yes, I've been faced with, a door slammed in your face. Who invited you here? And then still just sidestepping in and saying, hello. Because it's not personal, right? It's just information. Reaction's just information. It's nothing is personal. But the thing is, for me to find an entry point to even open the door to helping somebody, I have to detach from that reaction and see it as data. Because that's not me. That is not my nature. I know that. So then I just have to sit more in meditation. I have more time with the Supreme, and I really consciously ignite love and light in my mind and heart. And eventually, you know what I feel? I feel like, you know how a magnifying glass takes the rays of the sun and starts burning a tumor and starts burning something? This thing just gets smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller until just love flows. And it's amazing. The moment that tap of love flows, something changes outside. A door opens. And then it's that love that enables me to walk through fire without feeling the fire. Mm-hmm. But if you were to walk in on that fire with a little bit of reaction, your own reaction, the fire will make it a volcano and you'll die with it. Very important. Don't move if you're reacting. Be still. Read the data. Sit with God and let it melt. Let that data turn into something else. I don't know, different situation, different things happen. But that's the thing that saved me, is I don't take anything personally. Does that make sense? Has it answered your question?
Yeah. 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 It's this bit in the middle, that part where you just sit with it. I think what I have seen you do is you sit, I don't know what goes on inside of you, but what I have seen is you do go sit, but there is such a fierce determination that you are going to transform this thing, that this reaction, whatever it is inside of you, you are going to transform it. Yes, with God's help, but you don't waver. You don't sort of cave in and just want to talk about it. how
but
awful it is.
who puts rubbish in their house?
Exactly. Well, no, but you actually you're disciplined enough or committed enough or determined enough.
Yeah, because it comes with a cost. You keep rubbish in your house too long and you suffer for it. I know what it feels like. And there's no way I'm doing that to myself.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to clear this debris.
So you won't keep those intense
No way.
feelings
No way.
or those judgmental thoughts.
Yes, it's like a virus. The moment it sets in and you leave it, it'll go deeper and deeper and deeper, and something else influence something else. And next thing you know, you just become dysfunctional. You start to feel heavy. You start to feel foggy. You start to feel, oh my God, what kind of life is that? You can't live like that.
Well, many do.
Well,
but
I mean,
yes, it's
for women, you go through that time of the year, which, in midlife crisis. And I understand the hormones do their work, and that fog is part of it. But even whilst living through that fog, you retain your clarity because you keep your mind clean. Remember, the sensory experience is determined by your state of mind. And that's why Daddy would always say, clean, 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 clear, 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 clean, 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 clear, clear, clear. When a storm erupts, right? Sometimes people ask the question, oh, what if we get, emotional storms? What do we do then? It's like, okay, well, typhoons come, blown the door open, thrown the rubbish in. What are you going to do? You're going to sit and talk to the rubbish and say, where did you come from? Where's your home? Let's go.
Why are you
Why
here?
are you here? That's like going backwards. We don't do that. We clean. Comes up, clean, comes up, clean, 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 clean. Life is one big cleaning job. Honestly. Honestly. That's why I love cleaning. Clean, 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 clean.
Right. Commitment to clean.
Yeah, commitment
That's
to
pretty
stay
much
clean.
it, isn't it? You're just really committed to stay clean.
Yeah.
Because indulging in it is just, well, besides a waste of energy and a drain.
How can I be honest? How can I be an honest server if I'm carrying baggage? Like even God can't do his work. I'm an instrument, right? I'm saying I'm an instrument. And so the first thing I have to do is I got to keep myself clean so that I can be used. And, I remember many things happen when you're in a field of service and there's a conflict of ideas, a conflict of opinions, a conflict of differences. And I remember somebody writing me this email after a major service project, and they wrote down every weakness and defect I had. You have such a big ego. You said this, you did this, you did this. It was like 3/4 of an email. And of course, I printed it off and I thought, how do I respond to this? It didn't feel right to kind of justify every sentence and go, well, no, I didn't do this. This is what I meant. This is what it just didn't feel right to do that. But I didn't know how to respond. So I thought, okay, let me go see Daddy Janky with this letter. It takes a bit of guts to kind of show this stuff to Daddy. So I went to her bedroom and I said, Daddy, this is what this person's written to me. What do I do? She reads English really well. So she put on her spectacles, started reading it. Takes her time. And I think she must have read it twice, right? Not just to understand it, but more to kind of give that soul, some power from God. And then she looked at me and she waved the email in front of me. And she said, if you keep that in your mind, then whatever God has given you isn't reaching that soul. And they will continue to complain about you. And that was very important for me to hear as an instrument. That it doesn't matter what comes in front of you. A defamation, a slander, or what. Don't hold anything, don't hide anything. Because at the end of the day, your connection with God and just linking to God allows that soul to get something through you. Because actually everything's only happening through us. It's never happening to us. It's our egos that think something's happening to us.
Our egos think something's happening to us.
Yeah.
Because it's under attack.
Yeah. Well, it has something to protect, like a facade. If you're holding something, you're defending something. If you're hiding something, you're protecting, like don't come near. So these are defense mechanisms of the ego. Yes. Oh no, what happened after that? It was
the question was, does that mean you did nothing?
You know what? I understood what she said, and I just went back to the computer and I just knocked out one line. I said, I'm really sorry if anything I've said or done. And I felt it. I just needed to apologize, to say if anything I've said or done has brought you any pain or sorrow. It was not my intention. It might have been overzeal and enthusiasm, but thank you for your email. I will take things into consideration. Om Shanti. That's it. It was just liberating. It was liberating for him, perhaps, because I thought, yes, this is important to apologize because it's going to free him too. Right? So the ego doesn't want to apologize. But, you will apologize just to keep the peace for someone else, just to keep the peace. I remember Daddy intervening into a relationship where two people just broke down. And she was saying to the other person, Daddy apologizes for this. Please let it go. Daddy's apologizing.
Wow.
Yeah. What does it cost to say sorry? What does it cost to be a bridge? Yeah, people walk all over you if you're a bridge, but it's a good walking over. At least they're getting somewhere and they're moving. But it's a space, right? When you're an instrument, it's a space of knowing that something higher than you is reaching somebody, and you mustn't get in the way.
With your petty thoughts or feelings, or your intense
And if something does put in the way, sit peacefully, upload it, take some love and power.
Okay, so we're going to have to sit with this. That's a really good idea. And we'll talk again soon.
That concludes the second part of our conversation with Gopi Patel. Join us for part 3, Creating Harmony.